Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I'm Brendan Lee. In this video I want to talk to you about a possible relationship to life that might make a difference. Alright, cool. Hey, I forgot to post, or no, I did not post last Friday. I apologize. I was busy and I've got all sorts of excuses, but basically I didn't shoot enough videos to push me through the month-long retreat, which just ended. The spring retreat we just finished off and just sent some people home. And so it was good. Did a lot of good work, and people got a lot out of being here. This video, I just wanted to talk to people about a consideration where, say, maybe I discovered some things in my own self, just maybe. Or you could imagine somebody like this where in life, maybe I'm dissatisfied with life. And life is somehow wrong. And I make it life's problem that I don't feel good. Like if life would just do the right things, I would finally be resolved and fixed. You ever know anybody like that? And maybe it's possible to realize that, it is possible to realize that life is not going to fix you. It is not life's job to fix you. Now, if you make it such that life needs to fix you, which is to say you're somehow bad and wrong, and the way to fix that in you, which you deem bad and wrong, or somehow not right, or somehow broken, or somehow like unfulfilled permanently. And now life needs to fulfill that without even really knowing what life is, without even really considering what it is that life is. Like, what is it that you're saying needs to do what? About what? See, there's too many unanswered questions. You don't even know, probably. Like if you say, well, life, I'm like, well, what is that? Well, life. Yeah, well, what is it? And if you consider the matter and really look into it, life is what? Where do you find it? It's a thought or a concept you have, isn't it? The reality of life, like what is the most real life part? And especially if it's your life, where does your life happen? In your mind. Because the only thing that happens out here are objects, you see? The objects are just there, plus the bodies are there, and then the bodies do stuff, but you make meaning from the bodies. You make meaning from the sounds. You're the one making the meaning, not me. In reality, in the generally accepted norms, no, I cause you to feel the way that you feel. Life is a burden to you, or life is great to you, and it's life, it's not you. You see, it's not your problem, right? It's life's problem that I feel this way. It's their problem that I'm mad. It's their problem that I'm hurt. It's not me. But when you say they or life, what are you talking about? Like, what is that? And again, if we look carefully and get really rigorous and honest about it and work on it until you get it, you'll see that life and others are mostly fabricated. Save the bodies. The bodies, they're built differently. But others, like what you have as others, like what you have, like what you really think others are, and what you really think life is a thought. It's what you think it is. It's what you really think it is. It's the kind of thought you think is real, and like the real one. You see? And so if, and I don't know anybody like this at all. It's a joke. If you make it that life is somehow wrong and needs fixing, and then even worse, life, if you were to fix it, it would finally fix you. This is a recipe for disaster. And what I mean by disaster is a lifetime of suffering, trying to get life to turn out a certain way, and every time it turns out the way that you think it should to fix you, you're never fixed for some reason. It just doesn't work. So then usually you try the next thing. The next thing comes along that you're like, ooh, this will do the job. And then that doesn't do the job, but then we somehow forget that, and then we go to the next thing that we think is going to do the job, and maybe it gets bigger, or maybe it goes weird, and then at some point, maybe you get that it can't ever work. Life will never work to fix you, period, and then you might hit a crisis in your own mind because yourself, I'm pontificating here a little bit, yourself is completely locked up into that identity, and now it's gone. So it feels like death is right there. Maybe scary. Maybe your mind takes a shit for a while. Maybe. See, and then it's like, oh, it'll never work, and then therefore I must do something about it. And maybe it's negative. But then if that happens, if you're lucky enough to get that is the way it's going, before you die, you're going to have to reckon with your own self, perhaps, in a certain way, where you now have to confront the truth that life can't fix you. But that's good because now you can. You're not putting it on anybody except for you. Others can't fix you. Life can't fix you. The only person that can fix you is you, but not you like that. You. For real, you. Your being, maybe. You can fix you. And then that finally, perhaps, opens up that possibility where now the ball is in your court, whereas before the ball was in life's court or another's court or somebody else, just not me. I'm not the one who's responsible for my internal experience. It's not me, it's life. It's not me, it's them. This is a disempowered perspective. An empowered perspective is one where it's like, no, this is my life. I'm the one that has to do the job. Because nobody else can. You know, like say this, for example. You got parents. Those of you that have parents. Say you've got problems with your parents. You got problems with your parents? Oh, no, my relationship with my parents is great. Okay, good. Go have a Thanksgiving dinner. You got any problems? Go eat dinner together. You know, all that, whatever. Maybe some of you have zero problems with your parents. Okay. But those of you that have issues with your parents, and you got mommy, daddy issues or whatever, and you think it's them, and then they die, and then you still have the problems, right? That means that it's not them, because if they died, the problems would die with them, wouldn't they? But they don't. That means that it's you. Who else is the one with the problem? It's not them. They don't have a problem. They're deceased. They're gone. Their bodies are rotted. They're no longer. So now what? It shows up the real source of the problem in that case, which is you. It's your experience. It's your mind. You know, your mind is the problem. Thinking that you are broken somehow or unfulfilled. How is it possible for a human to be unfulfilled? How is it possible for a human to be broken or unlovable? If it's nobody else's problem, now it's just you being unlovable for no reason. Because we've ripped you off of, well, it's life's fault, it's others' fault, it's your parents' fault, it's somebody else's fault. No, it's no longer anybody else's fault. Now you're just left with a hole in yourself that you can't fill. Why? Who said there needs to be a hole there? You did. And then forgot that you did that. This is the quick version, right? And now, given I've said that, what I've just said, what I'm saying comes from my own investigations and considering the matter and taking a look, you know, as I preach more often and we just keep going here, it's like if you believe what I said, this doesn't really do anything except for create a belief in you about what I've said. The real power is in grasping what's true about what I said, if any of it's even true. And how do you do that? Well, you have to look into your own experience and verify. If you don't verify, then it's just a thought, just something somebody said, and you'll think about it. All right? And then so, as you verify, as you're honest with yourself, and as you consider your own experience, you might discover something that is aligned with what I've just said, that you're like, oh yeah, I do have that going on. There, look at me go. Here it is. Yeah, that's the thing you must be talking about. And then If you want to transform it, get over it. But you can't get over it until you get what it is, really. Otherwise, it's just trying to fix something that you don't really understand why it's broken in the first place. So my best advice, my most powerful advice that I think I can give at this present time is let it be there. Love yourself exactly the way you are. Love life exactly the way that it is so that you can get what way is it. Because we resist things that we don't love or reject. And you won't be able to see clearly. You'll be in a process of hiding, shoving away, shying away from, pretending like it doesn't exist, or whatever, like some form of ignorance, like ignore ant, you see? And then you won't look there. You won't look into the broken places, like right into the heart of the break itself in you, in your soul, because we don't like it usually, and get why it's there for real. Not like a thought, not like a story, not like a you should be some other way, but like a, well, what way is it really? How's it built? What's it made of? And then maybe you can discover something there that would be worthwhile and empowering to you, the individual. Maybe you could free yourself from it. There's this possibility. So that just came from something that I thought would be of value to share, something for you to consider, and something that I could get out into the world, given my failure to upload a video last Friday. So there you go. Just a little something for you. If you want to check out my website, go ahead. There's links in the description. There's other people you can connect with on a forum that I have, and or you ask me questions there, and I produce content for you from the questions. We do powerful workshops here. You're invited to join those, of course. Send me an email. All the things. So that's it for That's it for now. Much love. Take care. I'm Brendan Lee. Thanks.